Okay, Carla to everyone. Um, just got to apologise that I don't have any comments or a chat room um, at the moment. So I'll just plod on ahead and just keep going. And hopefully you can hear me as well. Okay, tonight is broadcast number 11, I think it is. Um, I lose track because when you put on the broadcast rewards, well, you forget which one you did last. And when you go to create it, it's even the same there. You have to juggle the old memory box to figure out which ones you've done and completed. Anyway, we shall plod on ahead. Now, we have a couple of reminders tonight, and the first one is the cruise competition for September. We are now in September. This is my first livey for the month of September. Don't ask me why I decided to do one, but I just felt like getting on and saying a few things and just to clear and clarify a few things I've heard over the week gone. So, yes, cruise competition for September. It is the last one. There will be no more cruise competitions of the month. And so get in there if you want, to win the prize. I'm pretty sure it's another cabin. Get stuck in from day one, that today. Start getting your people in, start doing your broadcast. You only have to do one a week and start doing your cash flow at the same time because you need the money to go on the cruise anyway. So good luck to everyone for this month. Now, the other thing too I need to bring up is the cash centres. Now, I hear admin going on and on about they need more cash centres. I know in New Zealand we have 3, and they're pretty far apart. We have one in Auckland, we have one in Manawatu, Wanganui, or Whanganui, and we have one way down in Invercargill that services the bottom end of the South Island. So 2 in the North Island and 1 in the South Island. We are looking for cash centres in places like the Bay of Plenty, Tauranga, Rotorua. We have no one up north. We have no one in Wellington. And we have no one in Nelson or Christchurch yet. So if you're keen to do it and you have a Bitcoin wallet or you understand how Bitcoin works, get in for a centre, put in for a centre, get the 20% commission that you make by having a centre. Now the centres to me, they're kind of critical for a lot of people who don't have Bitcoin and don't know how to use Bitcoin. And because when you register, and the majority of things in TBC, you either use Bitcoin or PayPal. So Bitcoin is a really good way of doing it, especially in New Zealand now. We have, exchanges here that we can buy and sell from these days. We never had that before, but we can actually buy and sell Bitcoin in New Zealand. So, it's an eye-opener for those of you who down the track will end up using Bitcoin for trading purposes and probably with TBC and the way you have to pay for TBC. or maybe have to trade down the track. So, get them there and get a cash centre. You don't put your address in a cash centre application. Make sure you put down where you want to meet that person. Whoever comes to you, don't get them to come to your place. No, heck no. Get them to come to McDonald's, just down the road maybe, or your favourite coffee shop. Now give the address of those places. Don't give your home address. Okay. All your other details like contact, your email, your Facebook. I don't know about your referral link, but those, are just as handy for them to contact you. And I think you give your mobile number as well. So, yes, there you go. It's simple, easy. And like Randy keeps saying, you only need to have $10 Bitcoin in your Bitcoin wallet. And how much is a Bitcoin wallet? It's free. So don't think you have to pay hefty dollars to buy a Bitcoin wallet. Then you have to put heaps of dollars into your Bitcoin wallet to buy Bitcoin. No. Like, Randy said $10, put $20 in. You can buy $20 in New Zealand. Well, they say $50 is a minimum, but, yeah, even if you only have $10 in your wallet, go for it. Right, let's get onto our topic for the day. I have a viewer, and I'm picking her name starts with C. I think I'm right. Because she mailed me or posted to me asking if I was broadcasting tonight, and so I said yes. So, hi Carol, I don't have a chat room, so I don't know if it is you waiting there or if it's someone else. But anyway, welcome to my broadcast number 11. So tonight's topic is about cash flow. Now, I've been involved with cash flow now for, over a month. Could be more, but I'm saying over a month. And I think it's something that was really called for in TBC because we've never had it before until now. They've actually brought it to the front of everything TBC. So everybody is geared up for cash flow now. Now, what's your definition of cash flow? How do you define cash flow? Well, my definition is it's where a total amount of money is being transferred into and out of a business. That's a simple way of explaining it. Yeah, a total amount of money being transferred into and out of a business. So when we talk about cash flow in TBC, it's kind of the same because it's your account that's going out of and it's your account that's going into. So it's your own little private business going on there. And so that's how we define what cash flow is. Now, you don't have to be the slick salesman. You don't have to have the gift of the gab to be successful in earning cash flow in TBC. You just have to believe in yourself and learn and do whatever it takes. There is a system already in place, and you find that in the blog. Now, I don't know why people don't accept the system. Maybe they think they have a better system, or maybe they want to be innovative, they have other ideas, and so they push their system until they probably get to the point where they don't know which way to turn next. Now, I say, why not use the system? Stick with what's in the blog and read it and read it and read it over and over until it's stuck in here and you understand it. You understand every little word and every little process, because it's quite a lengthy process when you read it and when you look at it. But when you put it together in a way where it just flows, it's quite quick to pick up. You know, having everything in an order makes it so much easier. Understanding line for line in the system and giving your own interpretation of what you're reading and making sure it has the same meaning. I mean, you can go away from it and you can have variations of what you read. But the main thing is it has to make the same sense. Otherwise, people are going to get confused. They'll be totally confused. So, you know, just keep it simple. Don't use big words. Just keep it to simple English. Don't complicate it when you don't need to. It's there in plain English. But, you know, we've got to look at it and we've got to say that, okay, this is written by the Americans. I don't think it's being written by anyone else. But it has that American flavour to it because of the use of, you know, words, vocab that they use. So when you're like me, who's from New Zealand, we tend to have a bit of American and a bit of English in our translations of the English language. And we can deviate slightly in the way we interpret them. And there are many words that we say different to others. Like you say cookie rewards, we say bickies or biscuits. So if you're talking cookies to a New Zealander, they're probably thinking, oh, that's American, because we don't say cookies, we say biscuits or bickies. Okay? Now, I think you understand what I mean when we talk about the interpretation you give to the system, or the wording in the system. So it's crucial that you kind of stay close to it and keep the meaning as close as possible to the system and what it actually interprets to. You can, you can get into, like us Kiwis, we have slangs. And if you're sticking with the system, there's no room for something like, well, you can add it if you know the person that you're trying to get into cash flow or get into recruiting into TBC. I mean, we use terms like bro. Americans call them brothers. We say bro. There's a lot of other words that we use. But at least we know in New Zealand that we call that this. We don't call it what they say, but we still understand what it means. Okay? So it's important you read over and over, the process of the cash flow until you're able to just run with it and do a spiel that'll probably only take you, say, a couple of minutes to do, where if you read it word for word to every person that stood in front of you, it would probably take you all of 10 minutes to explain. Well, it doesn't really take that long. Once you get to know and understand where you're going with it. Okay? Um, what else can I say about that? You don't have to, you don't change the meaning. Yes, that's the key thing. You don't change the meaning because, yeah, you get too many people confused. That simple. You must find the correct answers. Don't guess. No guesswork. Find the correct answers. Because, let's say, you learn all this and you learn it correctly. When you pass on what you've learned to your downlines and then to their downlines and so on, the same message is going all the way through. So you're repeating, it's repetitive in the way it's being handed down. And it's not going somewhere else. As I heard Randy say today, people have seminars. What do they teach in the seminar? You can only teach the system. It doesn't matter how big your seminar is, you still need to teach the system. Don't teach anything else, he says. And that's true. Because if you teach it something else, no one's going to take in anything that you're saying. Because they're expecting the system. They'll probably read the system, but when they try to understand and they go to seminars to try and get everything clarified for them, hello, not talking on the same page. Then people get disillusioned. They start to think and scratch their heads and think, well, I was taught this by so-and-so, and now this person in the seminar is saying this. So who's right from wrong? Who's the one that's right? So you walk away from that seminar with that in your head, thinking, which one do I listen to? The guy at the seminar is the leader. Do I listen to my sponsor or do I listen to that leader? Normally you should be listening to the leader because he's supposed to have it all together. But not all leaders are the same. Not all leaders will pass the same message on. And you've only got to look at how they've built and recruited to know that. I mean, yeah, they all got the gift of the gab. And they'll swing anything past you to get you recruited in the system because they need you to be in their team. Well, get it for all the right reasons. And make sure you go with the tried and true and not by somebody who's just throwing a load of bull crap at you. Do your homework, suss it all out. Just because a person is a leader means, it doesn't mean that he knows it all. There may be some things that, are slightly different with him. But you can't go wrong if you listen to the guy at the top who's passing down the message. And you repeat it in the same manner. Now, excuse me. Um, like I said, you can have variations here, there, and everywhere, but don't go away from the system, the topic that you are trying to explain to somebody, because this is where all the bull crap comes. When you hear people talking about you don't buy into your bullshit, well, this is where this all starts. When they start hearing all these different people talking differently, or their explanations are different about the system. There is only one system to follow. That is in the blog, and it's word for word. So if you haven't got any words, hey, read the blog. The words are all there for you. You don't have to change nothing. All you have to change is the tone of your voice when you're using that system. You have to make yourself interesting. You have to make sure that the person you are talking to or trying to recruit, you are warming to them. You need to build rapport while you're doing this recruiting. Always build rapport with people. It pays off. It works. And always look after them. There's nothing worse than you bringing a person in and just leaving them for dead and saying, I've got you in, bye. Here's what you do, why you go and do it. That's not how you teach your people, and that's not how you look after your people. You have to go into it with the same commitment that you go into it for. You've got to be committed to looking after people when you bring people in to TBC. And it's not for a couple of weeks. It's to the end. All the way to the end. So, you could be a person that has an attitude problem at one time and goes, I can't be stuck looking after these guys here, especially these ones over here. They're not doing anything. They're just sitting on the fence. I wish I could say that, but, everyone is the same. Everyone's human. They're all in TBC for the same reason, I think. Well, I'd like to think they are, because if I recruit them, then I'd like to get them all on the same page as everyone else in the team, no matter when they started in TBC, whether they've got a fat wallet or a little wallet. That's not how you look after people. You treat them the same. So that's my philosophy, and that's how I deal with team members. Now, we had a question pop to us in a discussion, and it was about cash flow. And people were interested in why we were, we were ordinary Joes to anybody in the discussion. Whether we felt important or not, we were there. We wanted to be there. We had things that we wanted to elaborate on, to work on, to excel in. So that's why we were there at the discussion. Now, after a few weeks, this guy pops up. And to me, he smelt of business. Just the way he looked at you, the way he was sitting, the way he projected himself, you know, and he had all these books, positive attitude and everything else, books behind his back, all displayed there. And as soon as I saw him, I thought, oh, this must be some type of business person. And he was an American, although that didn't bother me. You know, he was just another person in the class as far as I went. Then he opened his mouth. He'd been quiet up to, say, it would have been his about 3 weeks, and he was very quiet. But this week just gone, he pops up and he says to Randy, what are Key and Bex doing that is different to what we're doing? Now, I could have put my hand up and said a million things, but no, I kept quiet. I sat there until I was asked to comment. But however, I didn't have to comment because it was summarised quite beautifully the way it was said. So I left it at that. I thought I could say a lot more really, but no, I think that's enough for him to dwell on in the meantime. And I thought to myself, when we finished the discussion, that was in my head, in the top of my head, and Key said to me, I've been waiting for someone to ask that question about how come we're doing all this and they haven't started doing exactly the same thing. Now, as I saw it, they came in there with a different mindset to what we went into the discussion. We went there with an open mind. We went there to learn, to listen. We didn't have selective hearing like some do. They only want what they want out of it. And they leave probably the core part of it all to the side. And, when we finished talking about it, we just said, well, look, there is nothing different to the way we do things because we're following the system, exactly how it is. But the difference is we are who we are. We don't predict to anybody that we are a class above the rest. We don't. We don't put fancy pictures behind us. No. We're not like everyone else put books hanging around our ears as reminders of our business days. Hey, we've just gone there. The only difference we could see was that we went there. We had ideas in our head. We had a system that we used before, and that was it. And when we heard the system for the very first time, we just talked to ourselves and said to ourselves, we can do this. We know where we're going. We know what we want to do. So what we did from there on is we just planned and organised everything that we did. And we stuck to the plan and we stuck to the organisation. And we did everything that the way we wanted to do it, which was in line with the system that we were being taught. We didn't go away from it. We just put everything we knew in that little package. And that's why we could run away with everything that we were doing. We didn't take any other baggage into the discussion. We just went in there with a clear and focused mind, willing to learn and willing to make the commitment. So, if I haven't answered any of your questions about cash flow tonight, I suggest if you need help with cash flow, with recruiting, get into Randy's cash flow coaching sessions. I tell you, you learn a lot. It's more or less in the procedure that you do things that you learn. And you learn a lot about yourself as well. You learn how you have to change from being who you are to what you should be. Because a lot of people put up walls in front of them. You know, they put these obstacles up in front of them and they can't go any further. Well, that's the first big mistake you make, is going there and putting obstacles between you and the person teaching you, because you're not going to learn. You only want to learn what you want to learn, but you're not going to learn the whole system for what it's worth. So, yes, I challenge you to join the cash flow school. It's only $10 a week. And I mean, okay, some countries could feel paying $10 a week. I understand that. But, you know, I've seen people go down the road, spend $10, no sweat. Eat it, gone in 5 minutes, there's your $10. At least just $10 will make life a lot easier for you, and you'll be able to make waves in TBC in the future. So if you're looking at TBC and wanting to get ahead and get that buzz going, get into the cash flow coaching school now if you haven't learnt the system. Because that is where you're going to learn the system. Okay? So, yes, be organised and well planned and have that mindset when you go into the class. And all ears and all eyes. And don't ask too many questions, because you may as well pay yourself the $10 if you're going to go in there and take up your coach's time. That time is precious. That's what you pay your $10 for, to get all the knowledge from him. But if you interrupt him, there goes that time, and you lose out on your investment that you make. So make your investment work. Make it count. So with that, folks, it's time for me to go. It's another session over. So roll on broadcast number 12. Not sure when that is at the moment, but we always need to look at, we always have to look at the weekends for our broadcast, because we're so busy during the week, from Tuesday morning right through to Friday or Saturday morning. We're busy and we still try and make time to do broadcasts. So for you out there, get into cash flow coaching. Get in and do a broadcast if you want to be in a cruise. Get in and do one a week anyway. And go to a send button meeting. And you're in. Okay? So that's me for tonight. And kia ora and noho ora. Thank you.